everybody. I'm Joel Anastasi, and welcome to the Angel News Network. Today we're going to be talking with the Archangel Gabriel through Trance Channel Robert Baker. Well, it's wonderful to be with you again, Gabriel. We worked together for 2 years on interviews that I conducted to create the material that we developed into the Second Coming. The Archangel Gabriel proclaims a new age.
Yes, we have developed quite a relationship, have we not?
Yeah, it was absolutely delightful and very fulfilling. And the book came out just about exactly 2 years ago, and I've gotten feedback from unexpected places. Like, it wasn't long ago I got a message from a lady in Norway, and I received another one from the Middle East talking about how rewarding they found the book. And I have conducted some book discussion groups, as have some other people, and the feedback is consistently very strong and positive.
Oh, good. So we are reaching a general audience with who is able to understand what we are conveying. That is, we are pleased with that.
One thing that we thought would be valuable for the folks who are observing the Angel News Network is for you to tell our audience what the value of the book is from your perspective.
You see, the archangelic realm is a connecting point between God consciousness and the physical. Each member of the archangelic realm is there to perform a specific duty, and our duty is to bring to people the how to connect to the truth of their being through the awakening of what we call the soul, which is the individual truth of their being, and how that is expressed through the physical body and the form, and through the personality. And so our intention, if you will, is to help people, give them step-by-step process, if you will, of how to awaken that within themselves, and also in the process of revealing through the information that we give of how, as a unified whole, you are in a state of evolution that is gradually awakening the whole consciousness of your planet and the spiritual experience in the physical experience of matter, where human experience is concerned, and the other forms of nature as well. But mainly it is at this time that mankind is moving from one root race of development to another. You are moving, if you will, into the spiritual root race of your development, and that involves the awakening of the soul, as was foretold by the one Christ, where that is concerned, in the Christian mythology, Christian religion. And so it is the awakening of the self to the mastery of the personality in the lower self through the awakening of the spiritual truth of your being as an individual. And that brings the whole of spiritual consciousness into an individual experience for each and every form.
And of course our book talks about that. One of the fundamental teachings in the book is the idea that in this next 2,000-year age, the awakening of the soul of mankind will unfold.
Yes, yes.
And the announcement of Jesus, the birth of Jesus 2,000 years, was one of the first steps in that whole process, was it not?
Yes, it was simply there to create an imprint in the consciousness of the whole of humanity. You see, the one Jesus the Christ was a master who incarnated in a physical form for the purpose of serving the consciousness of humanity in the next step or stage of its development, just as the Buddha was before that, and Krishna and Vishnu and all of them down through the ages that have taken on the particular task as masters to illustrate for humanity in their consciousness the next stage of development, where the blueprint of their evolution is concerned. And so Christ brought in the introduction of the love force. The love force, which is, if you will, the force of the soul. The force of the individual awakening of the God experience in form. And so that's what his message was. and he brought it in through the 7 stages of that development, which are the 7 stages of self-mastery that were used in all of the ancient mystery schools and their teachings and their practices.
Which has to do with the birth and the baptism. And
the birth, the baptism, the transfiguration, the renunciation, the resurrection, or the crucifixion, the resurrection, and the ascension.
Right, exactly.
Those are the 7 stages of childhood development as well.
Now, is there any simple or easy to understand way of explaining, of relating the work of the archangelic realm of Gabriel to another archangelic realm? For example, we have been working a great deal at the Angel News Network with the archangelic realm of Michael. So we would be interested in hearing your version of how the realms complement each other in terms of their work.
Well, to put it simply, the archangelic realm of Gabriel is to reveal the individual truth of being through the awakening of the soul. And the soul is the part of the self, the spirit. It's the joining of the bridge between spirit and matter that brings about the experience of life as an experience of service to the whole, so that you're no longer operating through separated consciousness where it's just about me, me, me. It's now about we, we, we.
Right.
The Michael energy and the archangelic realm of Michael is about the use of the power of creation and how that is wielded and how it is used for the purpose of manifestation and for the purpose of building and performing the use of the powers of creation from the atomic structure on up to the realm of manifestation, and how to use that power for the purpose of creation in the world of manifestation, and to use it for the balancing of power through in every individual form and its expression. The symbol of Gabriel is, as you use it, is the symbol of the trumpet. Mm-hmm. And this is the announcement of the truth of being.
Right.
The symbol of Michael has been the symbol of the sword, which is the cutting away of all that stands in error or in controlling the use of power for misuse, and finding the central point of light where that power is concerned that brings everything into balance. Mm-hmm. Do you see?
Yeah.
For instance, the ancient story, you remember the legend of King Arthur.
Right.
And how he takes the sword from the stone, and that is how they know that he is to be king.
Right.
Do you see? And because he is a person who has reached a certain level of soul development where he's ready to take on the practices and the learning of the uses of power and how to wield it for the leadership role of teaching people how to become their own leaders and how to balance their power and how to be of service. Do you see?
Yes. Thank you, Gabriel.
You're most welcome.